Hey everyone, welcome to Kitchen Party. Yay, we're back for the third season. Renee, I have missed you.
I have missed you, Babette.
This is ridiculous. We took too long for the holidays, so we're back on track.
We were so hungover, people. That's the problem. We were just so hungover. It took a while.
Okay, I'll give you that. So everyone who's tuning in, if you have never been to Kitchen Party, you are in for a huge treat. Kitchen Party is a live interactive show, which means you're part of the conversation. So we bring the greatest people who are in food and tech, and we come and we talk about different things like cookbook publishing, we talk about recipes, we talk about different foods, we talk about how to hack things. And then you get to chime in and ask them questions too. And the way that you do that is you use our Kitchen Party hashtag on Twitter, or post a comment on our event page on Google+. If you're watching there, hello guys. If you're watching on YouTube, hello YouTube community. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe wherever it is on the video. Subscribe. I'm just gonna cover it all completely like this. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Valentine's Day is in a couple of days. This show is about how to hack Valentine's Day. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically how do you take a couple of shortcuts in order to make a big impact when either you hate this holiday, you have a present that you haven't gotten yet, or you want to do something kind of cool and kind of unique, but you don't have a lot of money, or you just want to do something different than last year. That's what this show is about. We're going to come up with really cool ideas. We brought some of the coolest baking bloggers that we know in to brainstorm and to help you through this holiday. My name is Babette Pepaj. I'm the founder of BakeSpace and one of the co-hosts of Kitchen Party. I want to introduce my co-host, Rene Lynch. Rene, do you want to tell the folks a little bit about you, those who may be new to the show or just need a refresher?
Sure. I'm Rene Lynch. I'm a writer and editor with the LA Times, and I work across a number of food sections. A number of feature sections, including food and health. And I'm really happy that you're doing the show today, Babette, because I stumble over Thanksgiving each and every year. So basically,
I'm trying to turn my phone off as you're talking, Renee. So if you heard this little button, so I'm listening to you, but I was trying to do it on the slide, and it wasn't working. So now it's off completely. So I'm sorry about that. So
That's okay.
So at the paper at the LA Times, are you overwhelmed right now with Valentine's Day?
Oh yeah, we get a ton of email from people with restaurants wanting us to write about Valentine's Day. I mean, you just would not believe the things. I just got a copy of a new book. It's Bethany Frankel's book. You know her from Real Housewives of New York. She has a new book coming out about how it has a really funny title. It's something like I suck at relationships, so you don't have to. Like we get tons of book advice and everything. It's just like overwhelming. It's overwhelming. I'm looking forward to reading Bethany's book, though. I love her.
That's cool. No, but isn't she mostly known for The Apprentice? Isn't that where she began?
That is where she began.
Okay. I just want to. She also has like skinny cocktails.
Oh yeah, Skinny Girl. I mean, she's just been absolutely brilliant. We should see if we could get her on the show, Babette. That might be.
Oh, that might be. We should do like a cocktail tasting. Maybe we'll lose some weight while we drink. So let's introduce our guests. We have a couple of guests now. Amanda from IamBaker.net. She has been on this show before, and we talked about her really awesome cookbook. That's a surprise inside. So it's like, okay, Amanda, tell us about what the cookbook is about. It's surprise inside cake, or what's the correct term for that crazy thing that you do?
That's it. It's surprise inside cakes, and I basically just put designs on the inside of cakes, either with cake batter or by manipulating the cake that's already baked. It's pretty simple, pretty fun.
And the book is amazing. So if you haven't, head over to Amazon later on or her website and get that book. Oh. Now we also have Kimberly from BakeLoveGive.com. who's also on, and the reason why Kimberly came onto my radar, first of all, I love her website, but she had posted, Kimberly, you had posted something about a DIY Valentine's Day cookie kit, and I think it was on Instagram, and instantly I was like, would you like to come onto our show? So can you tell us a little bit about your blog, and then also about the DIY kit?
Yeah, so Bake Love Give is basically just baking throughout the year for seasonally appropriate baked goods, which is how the Valentine's cookie kit came to be. My favorite memory as a child is piling sugar cookies with the most frosting possible Pinterest kind of killed it because it has all these beautiful decorated cookies, and I'm sure they taste great, but I want a pile of frosting. So I made these kits where I sent frosting and cookies to friends around the country so that they could, in the comfort of their own home, no judgment, pile as much frosting and sprinkles onto their cookies that they wanted. And they were well received earlier this week. Totally excited for that project.
So
Kimberly,
next year,
you are among your people because we love that.
So next year, will Renee and I receive a package?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's good. See, Renee, I'm looking out for you. And if it's alcohol infused, I think even better. And our third guest is Nichelle from Cupcakes Take the Cake. Now, Nichelle has been a guest on Kitchen Party several times, and in fact, she and I are launching a baking-themed hangout that's going to be airing on Sundays and starting February 22nd. So please make sure you follow us on YouTube, you follow us on Instagram. We will be posting when new shows are up, so it'll be really cool topics. So we'll bring a lot of these bloggers back, and we'll go into deep on some details of, like, specifically, like, making cookies and baking cakes and cake balls and all those kinds of crazy things that we're going to be focusing on. Nichelle, do you want to tell the folks who are new a little bit about your website?
Oh, did she freeze up?
Hello? Well, I'll tell you about Nichelle.
And Rachel about it too. This is her busy season. She started the blog a little over 10 years ago. And I'm also the cupcake expert about that. I post.
Oh, I'm having trouble hearing her. I'm having trouble hearing her. Are you also?
I can't hear at all.
Absolutely. Hey, Nichelle, I don't know if you can hear us, but you may want to bounce out and bounce back in. You may have a little bit of a glitch.
Yeah, you're cutting in and out.
Okay.
And I see
We'll be here for you. I promise. I promise. We'll be here. We'll stay. We'll stay. Everyone else will stay too, right? Everyone promise.
We'll have to have her reintroduce herself because she has such an impressive background, and she is truly the cupcake queen and social media queen. So we want to make sure we get her to.
Absolutely. I think Nichelle. I think your video just came in full. Can we hear you now? Nichelle.
I can hear you guys.
Oh. Okay, that's better. All right, so do you want to start that over? I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Then I was open to know. You guys can hear me?
It is breaking up a little bit.
Hello.
You may want to close any other windows that you have in case you have like the Google Hangout page, like the event page open or anything like that, that may be taking some of your resources, because I think your Wi-Fi is having, or you know what, you need to tell your dad not to get on the Wi-Fi. I'm just kidding. I know her dad. He's very nice. I can say that.
Well, you guys are figuring that out. I want to give a shout out to Amanda Puff. She's joining us on Twitter. She says, hello and happy Love Week, everyone. Hey, Amanda, thanks for joining us.
Now, Kimberly and Amanda, how do you guys celebrate Valentine's Day in your house?
We don't. The kids actually do fun stuff at school, but my husband and I aren't into it at all. We're pretty lame.
That's not lame. That's realistic. That's realistic. So this show is actually for you.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Kimberly, what about you?
Yeah, we're pretty lame as well, except for we don't have kids, so we relive all of the childhood ideas, like baking cookies, and then somebody gets their favorite meal. But other than that, not big on the big crazy gifts. Honestly, the cat eats flowers and pukes them on the carpet, so that's always out. He learned that 10 years ago, so, we keep it real.
I like that. I like that.
Renee, how about you?
You know what? We are kind of in that same category. I love Valentine's Day. I just love seeing all the hearts. And in our neighborhood, people really decorate their houses a lot. And it was like right after New Year's decorations and Christmas decorations, there are hearts everywhere. It's like people are totally into it around here. And I love seeing that. But I have to say, we don't do like big gifts. Like we'll exchange maybe a card, and inevitably we'll each give each other a card, and it'll be like from the dog. So that's like the kind of like what we're doing. But we always do like a special meal, and it will be like we'll either go someplace, or more likely I'll ask my husband what's your favorite thing to make, and I'll make that, and what's your favorite dessert, and then we just kind of have a crazy blowout meal. But we never really go out on Valentine's Day. It's kind of like New Year's Day in that it's like a little bit of a rookie scene, and it's hard to get into reservations, and to me the food is always like rushed and overly expensive, so I'm much more of like a nice home-cooked meal with a nice dessert.
Look at this cute little card. Isn't this cute?
Oh, that's adorable.
This is very old. I don't know how I got this, but I found this today, and I was like, oh, I got to show it. So, Nichelle, now we can hear you. You sound amazing. So do you want to do a little introduction now?
Okay. I am the co-founder of Cupcakes Take the Cake. I've been blogging about cupcakes for actually over 10 years. I'm also the cupcakes editor for Cupcakes on About.com. And I wrote a blog post that basically kind of gives you tips on how to hack store-bought cupcakes for Valentine's Day. And the main trick is to first swipe all of that store-bought frosting, make your own frosting, and then put all the things you love, like Silver Bells or Candy Hearts or Red Hots or whatever. But that store-bought frosting is the biggest tell that you didn't make them from scratch.
Oh. Nichelle, I love that idea. Because that's kind of why I don't like store-bought cupcakes, because I'm like, frosting needs to be good. It needs to be like real buttercream or cream cheese frosting. None of this like fake stuff. That is absolutely genius.
Well, the store-bought frosting has to be shelf-stable, so it normally may have like shortening or some other kind of preservatives, and that stuff just doesn't taste good.
Now, Kimberly, can you do I guess you could do your cookies that way too, where you could buy like store-bought cookies.
If you don't want to make the dough yourself, you can get either store-bought cookies, or there's so many, Pillsbury and all of those make the sheets that you can they're already cut out. You just peel them off, put them on a pan. So at least they're baked, fresh, and do it that way. And I actually, because I was mailing them, did use canned frosting, but I, picked the best ones so that they were shelf-stable to mail. So things to keep in mind if you're shipping things, but you can absolutely make things faster.
I saw this. Let me see if I can show you guys. I saw this. Someone had posted. Let me see if I can pull this up. I was going on Twitter today, and I was looking at people's Instagram or not Instagram, on Twitter. Let me see if I can do screen share. Here we go. Now, can you guys see this? Okay. Mm-hmm. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Look what they did. They actually took store-bought cookies and then dipped them in different types of chocolate, and then added the sprinkles and stuff.
That's cute.
Yeah, so you could almost find the cookies that your friends like, and then just add this little embellishment, which this has to be like a custom thing. Like pretzels are a great thing to do that as well, which I thought that was really cute. So Flower on My Face, too, on Twitter, she has no idea that I found her image. But then I also found something else as well. I found PBS did something. I'll just keep doing my screen share so I can show you guys this. PBS did this thing where they took brownies, I think you can do it with pre-made brownies too, or you can make your own, and then they used little paper cuts or little designs, and then just poured the sugar on the top of it, and then just left the hearts, which I thought that was kind of cute.
That's great.
That seems kind of easy, and it's almost like you can make this for any holiday, like an egg, little cross, little Santa, I don't know. Okay, so anyway, do you guys have any horror stories of trying to do something for Valentine's Day and not failing, not succeeding, taking cupcakes to school and they were a mess?
I can jump in. I'm the person who has tried to make souffles 50 million times, and they've I will tell you, they always tasted fantastic, but they always fell. So for me, I'm Valentine's Day means like a souffle fail for me. But like, I just say if you just eat it with your eyes closed, it doesn't matter.
That's hysterical. I don't think I'd ever try souffle. You know, I've gotten I've gotten the chocolate not souffles, but the chocolate lava cakes from Domino's, which if you don't, they never come with the sugary glaze on it. They always forget. It makes me so mad every time. But it's kind of like one of the, yeah, I know, I'm always like, again? But I always laugh because, you know, like, I'll eat one of them and I'll be like, oh my god, I could never eat another one of those things. It's crazy. And then I'll have like a really bad day and I'll eat two and I'll be like, oh my god. So, you know, maybe you can order from Domino's, you know, slide them while they're hot off onto a plate, present them with a little bit of this like sugar on top, you know, with like the initial from your lover or something like that. I don't know. You can find different ways to make it. I think what makes Valentine's Day unique is adding those extra touches, like bringing the heart into things. So like with like kids' lunches and stuff like that. Like Amanda, do you do anything for your kids? Like, do you put something in their lunch box that like will they go to school with?
Well, they have a lot of treats at school, so I don't send to many with on that day or anything. But yeah, we use cookie cutters for everything around here. So they get peanut butter and jelly hearts in their lunch quite a bit, or, you know, during Christmas time, different stuff like that. But yeah, and then we also do sugar cookies, a lot of sugar cookies, and definitely use the heart cookie cutter to make those fun and write their names on it, write their classmates' names on it. Lots of fun stuff.
Let me jump in and say we've got Cindy Jameson on Twitter joining in. She says, great panel this week, ladies. Thanks, Cindy, for joining us. Pinch My Salt is also watching. She says, first-time watcher. Nice to see you all. And Elise is joining us. She says, love the idea of heart stencils on brownies for Valentine's Day. And then we have a question in from Clint Schaff. He says, I'm a dude who doesn't do much in the kitchen. How can I shock the world this Valentine's Day with limited skills?
I think you should do a rose cake. It's the easiest cake in the history of the world. It's all you do is you need a tip. This is a baking tip where frosting comes out of it. That's a star shape, and all you're doing is piping swirls, circles on a cake. That's it. And you do it all over the cake, and it looks like a big, beautiful, gigantic rose, and it takes you 5 minutes, and people will think that you are a professional baker. I promise.
You got like a pre-made cake.
Yeah, that is how Clint is going to shock the world this Valentine's Day. Clint, if you do that, you have to please send us a photo using the Kitchen Party hashtag so we could see that and share that. But I think that's a great suggestion. So, Clint, challenge has been thrown down to you.
Go ahead.
I was going to say any kind of personalization, meaning like if it's for her or him, their initials or their favorite kind of chocolate. You know, some people like dark chocolate, some people like milk chocolate. Just anything that makes them know that you've been paying attention to them, even though you probably pretended like you haven't been. That's the surprise. I think that's one of the things I think that makes Valentine's Day so special. Is it's the only holiday where handmade goods are acceptable across the board, because that's not the case for Christmas, birthdays, Mother's Day, none of that. But Valentine's Day, it's a DIY holiday. That's why this is a good panel to have.
I think too. I've seen a lot of people lately take cookie cutters and cut vegetables into hearts. So even if the extent of your cooking is a salad, make that salad look awesome. You know, just cut out little slices into hearts. And, you know, maybe order some pizza and have your customized salad and a delivered pizza, but at least you put a little bit of effort into it, and it's going to make a big impact.
I wanted to show you guys this. Can you guys see this?
Oh, yeah.
Basically, Martha Stewart Living, I saw this on Twitter today. it's like simple decorated cupcakes. Like even store-bought could probably work here, except you probably want to like make a little, you know, when they do their frosting, they really smooth out the edges, it looks like. But I love this kind of tic-tac-toe game where, you know, you could play something kind of cute, or it just allows you could take your sweetie's like favorite candies or your child's favorite candies and put them on the top of them, you know, to kind of make a cool flavor, or maybe their name or something, what I think would be kind of cool as well.
You know what else you can do on that is if you have letter cookie cutters, which are typically small in general, you can put them on top and then put the sprinkles in it, and then remove your cookie cutter, and then you have a beautiful like sprinkle X. Or you could do you can do like OMG I love you or something, you know.
Oh, Amanda, you're coming to the dark side. Your husband's gonna be like, what are we doing here? And you're like, I made you these for Valentine's Day.
Okay, but part of it is because I'm a blogger, right? So I'm making Valentine's stuff in like early January, and like he's over red velvet by January 19th, and so. I mean, normally, if we were normal people functioning in the normal world, we might participate in Valentine's Day, but since we're completely abnormal, we just skip it.
You know, a lot of our watchers, our viewers at home, are bloggers. Can you guys just really quickly touch upon when you're thinking about your editorial calendar and you're going to be doing your Valentine's Day stuff, when do you start posting that content, and how do you narrow down what you're going to focus on? Do you pick like one great recipe and you're like, that's my pinnable moment, or what do you do?
Well, I start basically when the previous holiday has ended is when the new posts go up. So the last holiday we had before Valentine's Day was New Year's. And so as soon as New Year's Eve stops, literally January 2nd is when you start to see Pinterest being overflowing with Valentine's Day stuff. So that's when I'll start making stuff. I don't post only Valentine's Day content until like maybe the week before, and then it's all red velvet flower stuff all the time. But typically for me, it's holiday to holiday to holiday.
Yeah. So, Amanda, are you on to St. Patty's Day now?
I do.
Are you on to green velvet?
Yeah, I'm ready for St. Patrick's Day the 2nd. Actually, no, I have what's it called, a Mardi Gras cake.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Be after Valentine's Day, so.
I love that.
Yeah, I agree that once the holiday ends, you have to start moving on. I typically start creating 3 months out, and then start posting, you know, like she said, as soon as the holiday prior is over, you know, so that it gets its time in the spotlight, you got to start getting ready. Reviving old posts, it's good to, you know, bring back some from last Valentine's Day and recycle that content so that, you know, you can keep those ideas flowing to Pinterest and to users without having to create a ton of recipes. And, you know, as far as focus, I try to have, you know, a few good recipes and then absolutely some sort of DIY packaging so that you can have a fun way to give your baked goods to people.
Nichelle, I want to jump in and mention, Elise piggybacked on something you said about personalizing gifts for your loved one on Valentine's Day. So get this. She said that last year her boyfriend made her a House of Cards dinner with takeout ribs.
Oh, that's great.
And so she said it was absolutely awesome. So it goes right to your point. Personalization trumps everything.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that fantastic? And then Cindy tweeted out a different twist on Valentine's Day. She took strawberries. You'll have to look at this picture. I'll retweet it right now. She took strawberries and turned them into ladybugs. And so she said that might be a fun thing to do for Valentine's Day. If you have somebody who loves and enjoys ladybugs, I like ladybugs. They're so sweet. So I'm going to retweet that. You'll have to take a look at that one.
I have a picture in one of the things I'm going to share of it's strawberries that are divided into halves, and they look like hearts. It's really cool. I'll have to show you in the thing. I do want to say Kathy, who is Dutch Baker Daughters, she has a website called Dutch Baker Daughter. She is listening on Google+. Hello, Kathy. She's in Minnesota, one of our favorite members on BakeSpace. So I want to make sure I put a shout out to her. I do want to show you guys a couple of screenshots. Hold on a second.
Babette,
think
while
that
you're
would be
doing
cute.
that, I just want to say that Elise said, to answer your question, she said she starts posting about Valentine's Day like immediately after Super Bowl.
Go, girl.
That's true. Super Bowl. That's a big one.
And it depends on what you're specifically talking about, because if we're talking about blog stuff, I'm pretty strict in that. But if you're talking about social media, then it's anything goes. I was doing St. Patrick's Day cakes a month ago on my blog, and people will share Christmas stuff during Halloween, and sometimes people get so inundated with the specific holiday that when you throw something different in there, they're like, oh, hey, yeah, I forgot I love Christmas cookies too, and so social media is kind of its own different beast.
For Cupcakes at the Cake, since I do a lot of curation, I actually am looking for what some other bloggers or other pinners or Instagram. In fact, today I saw something on Instagram that was a last-minute Valentine's Day gift, and it's a paper craft that I'm scheduled to post on the blog. Actually, after this kitchen party. So it's a paper art. You can download it and you can make like a three-dimensional little card. So I think one of the things is for at least for Cupcakes at the Cake and for About.com, I don't start as soon as some of you guys start. What I kind of start to bank everything, meaning I use Pocket a lot, I save a lot of stuff, and then I start looking for things, and then I'll start either using social media, and then I figure out which ones I'm gonna post. But I don't bake as much as you guys do, so I don't start as early.
I do want to show you guys a couple of ideas. So Pillsbury had this on their Twitter account, and basically they're like cookies on a stick. I thought that was cute.
How cute is that?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I think for kids. Go ahead.
So something else you can do on a stick is put like a Twinkie on a stick.
Oh.
And then if you just have like if you have store-bought frosting, you can just put it in the microwave for like 30 seconds and then pour it over. It's like DIY fondant. If you have like any chocolate chips, you can just throw them in a plastic Ziploc bag and melt them in the microwave right in the bag, cut the tip off, and then you can personalize it with like a name or love, or be careful it's the shape of a Twinkie, so don't get too kinky with what you're writing in there. But you can do so many things on a stick. Put an Oreo on a stick and then dip it in sprinkles. It's got the frosting in there, so you don't necessarily need chocolate or anything like that, but you can do anything on a stick, seems like.
Oh, I love that.
Amanda, have you tried anything with the new red velvet Oreos?
I'm not a huge fan, so I'm not doing anything with them currently. So,
Amanda, what do you mean? Like this? You don't like the flavor, or what is it that you don't like?
It's the flavor. It just tastes, it's like metally or processedy, or it's like I feel like, oh, I just ate chemicals, yum, or something. I don't know what it is, but red velvet is so tough for me. Like if people who like red velvet really love the genuine red velvet. It's got the cider vinegar, buttermilk. It's got that slightly acidic tone to the chocolate, and then anything that's like replicated by it just usually doesn't fly, in my opinion, on it. So I had a tough time with those Oreos.
I think if you like red velvet and you are a red velvet connoisseur, you want to have cocoa powder, you want to have buttermilk, you want to have vinegar. If you don't like it like that but just love the color, then there's lots of options for you. So it's just a decision.
And I don't know, most bloggers probably get the dreaded, like, is this going to turn my teeth red if I make this? Something that's got massive amounts of red food coloring in it. And you just kind of have to be like, well, yeah, that's what food coloring is. It tends to turn things that color. So, or is that just me that gets that question every single year, no fail?
I get a lot of people telling me about how much they don't want to use, red velvet food coloring and artificial, and they want to do it naturally. And I mean, you can, but you won't get that color. So it's a decision you have to make. Are you more convinced about the color or about the taste? And I think that's where people have to decide. I actually, it depends. I mean, for red velvet cake, I'm kind of strict. For red velvet other things, I don't care. I'll have a red velvet donut, for Krispy Kreme or someplace. I don't care.
You guys are making me hungry. So I found these Wenderly on Twitter. Oh, I don't know any of these people, by the way. But
I know her. I love her. She's amazing.
You do? I'm following her. I don't know how I'm following her, but I found these today, and these look so good. They're like little cherry heart hand pies. So I guess like to seal your heart, like you can see the middle of it, or I don't know what it is, but it seems like this could be personalized too, something that's simple. I don't know how, I'd have to click on her link to go and see the directions, but it looks delicious.
And then if somebody liked blueberries, you could probably do that with blueberries inside, or maybe even peaches or something to personalize it. But that's beautiful. I love that. Jack Daniels. Babette, did you get this for me?
So I'm gonna take myself off camera really quick. This next group of things are interesting. These are these are for Rene and I. we're like, if you really don't want to bake or you really don't want to cook, but you got to see some of these. These are so cool. I love this idea of taking like the traditional like heart and filling it with whatever the person likes. So it's not about just the candy or the pre-made, truffles that are all over like expensive and whatever, but go and find their favorite candy and something else where it was like made for them. I thought that was very cool.
I like the idea of actually buying that cheap heart-shaped candy box, empty it out, and putting whatever you really want in there. That way you don't even have to construct that heart-shaped box. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
You know what I have? I have this box that I've had for years, and every year I just give it to my sweetie and I go, here, refill it. The thought of like throwing it out but not using it again for anything else, I'm like, this is so stupid. So usually I get it back, and it's because the candy I like are from C's. They're these like marshmallow things. They don't fit in here. So it's like usually a little bit kind of open a bit, and it's never completely closes, but that's my way of being a reminder. I just leave this out on the table, and I'm like, here, fill it. He gets the drift. In fact, I found another box too, like that was in my bedroom, and I was like, oh, I should take that one out too, in case he wants to fill two out. But let me show you guys a couple of more of these other ones too that I think are really cool ideas. So
I like that because sometimes you just need to tell the other person what you want, right? This is what I want. Here's where you can find it. Go get it, and all will be good.
That's true. Well, this is kind of interesting. It's a gift for all 5 senses. So basically, each box has touch, smell, hear, see, taste. Now, you could probably put anything in there. You could put, socks for touch or socks for smell to be like, hey, your socks smell. Hear, it could be music. See, it could be, something else that they, a picture of you guys or something like that. Like, you can be kind of creative here. That doesn't, some of it could be food related. This friendship bracelet, I didn't get it all. This pillow, I think it's ridiculous. This I thought was cute. This is kind of funny. I mean,
I like that.
Yeah, it would be cute in a lunch.
Yeah. That would be a nice, if you pack a banana before you go to the gym every day or something like that. That would be a nice touch.
What it does not tell you is how long this lasts. Like, does this brown the banana? Or, like 3 hours later you get it and it's like, ooh, something happened weird. Let me scroll down. This I thought was good. Now, I don't know why there's a dollar bill wrapped around, or Lincoln. Is Lincoln a $5?
$5.
Yeah, so it basically is like $5, but I think it's cute how they took 4 candy bars and then wrapped them. It's kind of cute. It's kind of sweet. This is kind of cute. Basically, you can make a latte and make it into a heart, and this is how you make it. You basically pour the coffee and pour the milk in, and then when you get to the tip over this one, you take it from the middle and you line it through the middle. Does that make sense?
Oh.
So that it actually goes through and divides it.
So you create that heart, the heart shape. Wow, that is clever.
Oh, that was kind of cool. The golfing thing, blah, blah, blah. There's some more food things here. Hold on.
I have to get the golfer one for my husband. He would like that. He loves
That's
golf.
a good idea. You know, you can get golf balls with their names on it.
Yeah.
We have a niece that has that, which is kind of cool. She's like 11, so I don't mean to put you in the same category as an 11-year-old, but this, I didn't understand this, but I thought maybe some bacon lover would love it. I guess you take fake flower stems and you roll bacon on them, and then you pop them on. So I guess if you're a bacon lover, this is like the ultimate bouquet.
Okay, but wait a second. Is that cooked or raw? That's not cooked, right?
No, that looks cooked.
Okay.
You know,
And
maybe
the Oscars for the weirdest Valentine's Day gift goes to.
yeah, maybe, you know what? Maybe it's baked with bread or something, or it's like in batter. It's weird. I don't know. Bacon roses. If anyone figures out how to make that, tweet a picture. This I thought was this is a good idea.
Well, that's my picture.
Basically, like take all the, you know, like a whole variety. These things get very expensive though when you buy them individually. Not that I know, but they can get very, very expensive. But you know, you can kind of do like a little, maybe each night of like once a week or something. You guys like enjoy one of these like together or something.
What is this? 12 days of Valentine's Day? It's like
That's true. Here are those strawberries. See what they did? They have the whole strawberry, then they sliced it in half, then they opened it, and then they put a toothpick through the middle, which I don't know where that toothpick goes, if that toothpick stays into the chocolate. I'm not sure. But then I don't know what this is. And then it's like dipped in chocolate. Or maybe there's like frosting on top to give it some texture or something so that the chocolate can go on it.
Or maybe the frosting is to like keep it on the parchment paper from sliding, like if you flip it over so it won't slide around or something?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that looks right. Yeah, because that looks like the flat end. This looks like the round end. Oh, that's a good idea. That's kind of cute. Something for like breakfast in the morning. I guess you just need a heart cookie cutter and then cut out your bread. And then when you're making your egg, you put it in the middle. And then, do any of you guys have sports fans as like lovers or children or anything like that? This is kind of cute. It's like a
Why do you keep saying lovers?
Lovers.
On Saturday Night Live and Will Ferrell and lovers.
I don't know. They're always your lover. They're always your lover. But here, why you're such a catch? And then they say, you make me laugh, you listen to me, you trust me, you are there when I need you, encouragement. That's kind of cute.
Oh, I love that. That is
They can leave that in their office or in their lover's den. And nobody will know it's like sentimental. This is kind of like a memory map. I don't know. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, this was good. Basically, now this is a cake I can bake. So you take their favorite beer or whatever, and then you basically make a cake out of it. This reminds me of, if you ever gone to those bridal baby showers where they have diapers that look like this. That reminds me of that. I think they would appreciate this. I think any guy would. Oh, and then this I thought was kind of cute. Basically, it's almost like you have to, this is how it ends up here, so they look like hearts in the cheesecake. Oh. But then you do dots, and then I guess you take something through the middle of them and just go in a circle to follow all the dots, and then it makes hearts.
Oh, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you mess up one dot and you're like, oh, shoot. We just won't serve that in.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, it is kind of cool. I mean, it's different. It's different. Let's see. I think that maybe this is kind of cute. This is something I think would be sweet, and maybe you like each thing is something where like over the course of a month they get to like, you know, you put a saying on it. Maybe it's like a task or like a lover's thing.
You can't stop saying lovers.
Yeah, like one kiss.
On the mind.
Yeah, one kiss anywhere you want, or whatever. One baked something. That'd be kind of cute. And then I think that I've seen someone do this for kids when they wake up after for their birthday. I've seen them. I think that movie Up with balloons. I think my girlfriend Gloria did something like this for her son. And then I think that's it. That's it for this. So what do you guys think for? Where's your favorite? Or what do you think is doable?
I think a lot of those are doable, but I think it kind of goes back to what Nichelle was saying earlier. Like, it is almost like food for inspiration, right? Like, you look at that and maybe you're not going to do the same exact thing, but it will make you think, oh, I can use that box and then maybe put in their favorite cookies or something, or just the thing that everybody has that one thing that they love to eat, or treat that they enjoy, or something that they like, and personalize it.
I just remember something I did when I was younger. Before there were all these heart-shaped baking pans, I think I had seen it in a book or a cookbook. Took a round pan, 8-inch pan, and a square 8-inch pan, and made the square into a diamond, and took the took the round and split it and put each on top so it looked like a heart. So that's what I did, and I forgot that I had did that, and just put it all together and had the frosting, so you didn't even really see the gap in between. But that's something that some kids could do. You learn a little geometry there.
I've seen those pull-apart cupcake cakes where that's like a big trend right now, where it's like all the cupcakes with the frosting that meets. I've never seen one of those in person though. Like, to see when you actually pull the frosting away. Like, do you still have to cut it a little bit so that the frosting doesn't?
A lot of people are using where they stack them. There's nothing really in between them. Maybe there's a little frosting, and it depends on how messy you are. Some people putting like marshmallows as spacers. I think the thing is you want most everything to be edible, because everyone's just going to be grabbing at it once you get to a pull-apart cupcake, especially if it's like a kid's birthday party or something like that. So
you should do, Nichelle, the world's largest pull-apart cupcake party. Put the news out there.
I still hold the record for the world's longest cupcake kebab, and it was actually kind of a Valentine's Day theme, but it wasn't Valentine's Day, but it was chocolate and vanilla cupcakes, minis, but with strawberries and marshmallows in between, and it was a long kebab that was about almost 4 feet long. Someone could top that, because what I did is I bought a dowel from like a hardware store and shaved out the ends so we could put the cupcakes and the marshmallows and the fruit through it. I'm surprised no one hasn't beat that record yet. But that would be a really cool Valentine's Day gift. You could eat it together, one on one side, one person on the other side,
and me in the middle.
Yeah. Have you guys tried the edible arrangements?
My mother-in-law gets me one of those for our wedding anniversary, and I love them. They're so good. The fruit is they get the most perfect fruit, and it's fantastic.
I've never had fruit that good, except at Disneyland. For when we were at Tech Munch, the pineapple was like the best thing. The pineapple that looked like Mickey Mouse's. That actually is a cute idea. Basically, you put fruit in the shapes that they like. So if your child or somebody is into like stars or whatever they're interested in, to instead of it being all heart stuff, you can do it like Mickey shape or any of the other kind of characters. I guess you need a real good cutter that it would be able to go through stuff. I'm terrible at I have a apple cutter, like a slicer, and I can never once I start the process I'm like I'm stuck in the middle. What do you guys recommend? I want to make sure we get, because we have about 15 minutes left of the show. I want to make sure we get to some of the basics. So for kids, let's talk about what are some ideas you could do in a lunchbox, for people who are sending their kids to school on Valentine's Day.
You could do Rice Krispie treats that either you could make them a color. They actually sell like pink marshmallows now, so that would tint them. Or you could, use the cookie cutter to make fun shapes, or their name, or XO, or hearts, or fun things like that. If you have store-bought frosting and like white chocolate chips, you melt the chocolate, add it to the frosting. That's 2-ingredient fudge. You can put that in a cookie cutter, and there's a little fudge bite, a little heart or something like that. Super fast, super easy. You could do like if you could send a beverage with them somehow, you could do like a red colored water or something. Add some of that flavored coloring to it, and then you could maybe even like just send some sprinkles with it, and they can like put sprinkles in the top of it or something fun. Kids love sprinkles. So anywhere you can add sprinkles is a good idea. That's all I got.
I like that.
Kimberly, what about you? Any ideas?
Yeah, I love sprinkles. So I think that the readily available chocolate melts that you can get now, you can do chocolate chips too, but the candy melts are great because you don't have to temper them. Dip anything in them, just melt it, dip marshmallows, dip cookies, dip your fingers, and then cover it in sprinkles. I think that's one of my favorite things is just, colorful sprinkles and then chocolate covered anything, because what kid's not going to love chocolate and sprinkles?
For some reason, I feel like saying dip your lover in chocolate and sprinkles. I don't know. I was like, is that appropriate? I'm really not sure. But
everyone needs to understand, she is a newlywed, so her mind is in the gutter.
And I don't have children, so I'm like, well, we can, I think it's cool. I remember being a child and like birthdays were very big with like sending cakes and stuff like that to class. And then I remember thinking, I saw Weelicious had just posted a picture of the homemade Valentines that her and her kids made, and it like put any invitation I've ever sent to shame. But I remember as a child, you would get like those little boxes that I would have 4, and you would cut them and you would pack them in the envelope, and you'd write the people's names on it and stuff it with chocolate. Kids still do that these days, right? Like they still do Valentine's Day? Like they still do like little cards and stuff?
They actually sell shoe boxes with the hole cut out of the top. Like you would stuff them all in. They actually sell pre-made ones at Target. I saw them the other day, which to me takes all the fun out of making your little Valentine's mailbox. But quick, easy way to get that done. I secretly want them as adults. I think all workplaces should have Valentine mailboxes and a little do-it-your-own Valentines. But we have to grow up someday.
When you have your own company, you make that part of the deal.
That is the first thing on my agenda.
Yeah. I'm sure your investors will appreciate that. They'll be like, that's fundable. That's fundable. Now, what about people who are going to work? Like people who you either want to do something for like the group, or you want to do something for like your coworker who's really cool, or maybe you have a newly single friend that you want to cheer them up. Any suggestions for any of those kinds of characters?
Go ahead.
Oh, I picked up some bulk tea that I made a special blend, and I found at Michael's they were on clearance, these little metal tins. I think they're supposed to be wedding favors, and I divided the tea, hot tea up between the tins and paired it with a miniature steeping ball, tied up in some cellophane, which is a nice adult Valentine's gift that I gave to a couple of girlfriends this year that needed a little extra love in their life, and I thought that was fun. It's on the blog, but something that's a little bit different, than chocolate or cookies.
I like that. Tell somebody I want you to take some time for yourself and focus on you for a while. I love that idea.
Amanda, what about you? Any ideas?
Well, I only ever think about baking and chocolate, so I'm sorry my brain didn't commute anything other than that. But and donuts too. I was just thinking I love like donut balls, like crazy, and so I think it's fun that you can actually buy red velvet, so you can just like put out a big like tray or a bowl of some red velvet and chocolate and glazed donut balls, and then like have fun toothpicks, and then people can just dip them in. That you can have some sprinkles. They can. I mean, it's the same idea over and over again that you're hearing from me. I can't help but that's where my mind goes. That's all I think about. Sugar.
No, I love that. I think my office would go crazy over that. There would be like a stampede to that. That's a great idea.
Like, Rene has donut balls. Hello, LA Times.
One time I did venture out of the box and I made red velvet milk, chocolate milk, and it tasted amazing. If you love red velvet, it's so good. But then I presented it to people, and they were like, "Are you a vampire? What is this red blood that you're serving us?" It was like people were like horrified, and I was like all innocent, like it's chocolate milk, and they're like, "You're the devil." So don't make red velvet chocolate milk. I don't advise that. But I do have a recipe on my blog if you'd like one.
That's a statement.
We talked about
I was going to say red velvet popcorn. You know, then this is a hack because you can get one of those popcorn tins is just plain, and then just have like brown sugar, butter, a little red food color, a little cocoa powder, and pour that over the popcorn, and you have like a red velvet popcorn.
Oh my God, that's genius! I love that. Wait, Michelle, you would like kind of heat it up in a pan, like?
Oh yeah, heat it up, yeah, and then you would just put it in a saucepan, and you'd have brown sugar, butter, cocoa powder, a little red food coloring. Even if you had a little I have some cream cheese flavoring, like natural flavoring, which I love. I kind of love to put it in the things where I could put vanilla, but you could add vanilla instead. And yeah, heat it up and pour it over the popcorn.
And you know, people make cake batter popcorn. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but you can just use red velvet cake batter in that too.
Oh, that would be good.
Oh my God, you guys are definitely rocking my world. I want to mention some ideas that are coming to us from Twitter. Elise has a few savory ideas. Elise Bauer at Simply Recipes. It's one of my favorite food blogs. She is sharing something from Pinterest, Sweetheart Citrus Salad, and it's using cookie cutters to turn citrus, looks like grapefruit and oranges and so forth, into heart shapes and turning that into kind of like a healthy fruit salad. And then she also shared a link for beet salad. So you can use like a variety of beets in different colors and cut those into heart shapes and make like an interesting salad. And then Pinch My Salt shared this beautiful, I've retweeted all this stuff, shared this beautiful photo of heart-shaped roasted potatoes. So you take potatoes, turn those into heart shapes, and roast them up. Fantastic savory way to celebrate Valentine's Day. And then the Moon Muse, thanks for tuning in, shared homemade marshmallows also in the shape of a heart in like what looks like a cup of warm, beautiful cocoa. So fantastic ideas out there. I've retweeted all of these with the kitchen.
Amanda Pa shared the egg that you can make in the shape of a heart.
Oh, I didn't see that. Did I miss that?
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I retweeted it too.
Okay. And Amanda Pa also asks that I Am Baker tweets the red velvet rose cake that she just posted with the Kitchen Party hashtag, so we can share that with everyone. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, that would be awesome.
I did. I tweeted it to you.
Okay.
That's how we communicate, I guess, on Twitter while we're talking. Yeah, so, yeah, lots. Amanda Pa also shared some beautiful gluten-free sugar cookies, which is the safe way to go when you have yummy snacks, heart-shaped, but everyone can have something. So that's a great idea.
I love that.
I think speaking of gluten-free, because, you know, chocolate is such a big deal for Valentine's Day, I see a lot of, you know, chocolate lava cakes or chocolate mousse cakes that, you know, don't have any flour and it's basically just like a blob of chocolate. Those chocolate mug cakes that are gluten-free, I've seen those. and people, they could do that mug cake and then do the powdered sugar thing on top. So that's a different thing you could do as well. Mug cakes are, I don't know, have you seen mug cakes? They seem to be taking off. They're like almost like the new cake pop. And maybe it's just the winter because
I just posted a recipe on my blog. Super easy. You just take a box of cake mix, any flavor, and then a box of angel food cake. And then it's 3 tablespoons of that, 2 tablespoons of water, 1 minute in the microwave. That's it. You're that close to fresh hot cake.
Oh, love, love, love that. Oh,
yeah.
Red velvet buttercream rose cake. Oh.
No, Amanda, where is that recipe?
Wait, am I drooling?
Right there, the white cake with the red frosting. If you just click that, that's it right there. Yeah.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
So it looks like it's almost like an inverse of a regular red velvet cake because it's like the red is all on the frosting and the cake is the white part.
It's red velvet buttercream.
Oh.
So it's just red velvet buttercream on a white cake.
Oh.
I just want the frosting.
I just want to lick the screen.
Amanda, can I tweet out some of those photos later?
Sure, of course. Yeah.
Oh, look at here's your book. That's so cool. So cool. See, here's the cake with the inside with the heart on the inside as well. Oh, here's the inside of the cake.
Yeah.
So you can see that it's white cake with the red.
I love white cake. I don't care what you put on it. Just give me white cake. I'm like, there's something about it that just, it reminds me of like my mom would make us like a white cake with chocolate. And I'm not a huge chocolate fan, but I still love it, like with chocolate icing.
I agree. I'm a big, huge fan of white cake.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do a good homemade white cake. And so when you find one good recipe, you just got to stick with it.
Yeah.
Like one on iambaker.net. No, I'm just kidding.
Go ahead. Speaking of savory stuff, what about artichoke hearts and hearts of palm? I had took some notes of things that that are heart related. Maybe people could do things with hearts of palm and artichoke hearts.
That's cool.
Beef hearts.
Oh, yeah.
Beef hearts?
Here's my beef heart.
Like heart?
Oh.
Here's an actual heart that was in an animal. Love you.
I just retweeted this.
Borderline psychotic, but it could be fun, right?
That recipe comes to us from Hannibal Lecter. But I just retweeted a picture from Cindy Jameson. She took brownies, or she said you could take a blondie or a brownie batter and then put some icing on top. So this could be like, maybe you could do store-bought to make it a quick hack. And then put those little, candy hearts on top. It's a very cute photo. So I just retweeted that, so check that out.
Yeah, that's really cute. I like that. It's Hun WFD is her Twitter handle. That's cute. I do not like conversational hearts.
I hate them.
Oh, I think they're cute, but they taste
adorable.
It tastes like chalk.
They're so cute. They're so cute.
Did you see the new ones that are out this year that have the new words that are hip to this generation? So one of them says fleek. I don't know if you've ever heard that word. Have you ever heard that?
No, I know. Is there a conversation hearts that say fleek? Oh, yeah. I want them.
On
have mustaches too.
I won't eat them, but I want them.
Right. Right. You just want them. You just absolutely want them.
I got to know what that word means.
Okay. It's really hard to explain, but on fleek is basically you're on point. You're
exactly.
Yeah.
Amanda, you got it.
I'm really hip with the culture of the. No, I'm just kidding. I know nothing. I saw it on Vine once. It was an accident.
I first heard it talk about eyebrows, having your eyebrows on fleek, and then it ended up being for all different types of things. And now that it's in conversation hearts, I'm like, what? Wow.
Yeah.
I have never heard of that ever in my life. I'm totally not cool. Here's a picture of the Moon Muse, who's actually she's a professional baker in Alaska, also a BakeSpace member. She is absolutely wonderful. I love her stuff. I love this rainbow cake. That's pretty cool. I love that the rainbow.
Actually, my technique. I can't see her, but I actually, I was one of the first. Actually, the vertical cake technique that I created was pretty original in that I took layers apart and put it back in. It wasn't like the rolled sponge that people typically do.
Yeah.
It's actually trademarked. It's in my book, and so I think she's actually utilizing
That's
my cake
awesome.
technique. So that's kind of neat.
That is really cool. I can't get closer. There's another one too. Oh, here, Joy the Baker.
I just love that, like, you can just hear the jaws drop as somebody cuts into that and, like, opens that up.
Yeah, that's the addictive feeling that you want, and that's why you spend 8 hours making a cake.
You know, this one's for
the Joy the Baker one. Okay, good.
Yeah, this is for Nichelle. This is a Hearts of Palm. This was tweeted by Nicole by Pinch My Salt. And
great.
Hearts of Palm fries with lemon and jalapeno. By Joy the Baker.
Nice.
Enjoy her new logo.
Now I would eat that.
That looks good. I would eat that too.
Oh, looks so good.
And I don't even like jalapenos, but that looks amazing. I love this. All right, guys. Well, I think what we can do now is we're going to put it out to the universe and out to the internet, and we're going to say, if you guys if you're watching this show after it airs, and you have ideas, or if this sparked an idea and you guys actually did it, make sure you put a tweet out with a picture, or on Instagram, use our hashtag KitchenParty. Let us know what you actually made. Follow the conversation, and everyone else who chimed in, make sure you go on Twitter and you follow them back, because they're your people. They're your people. I want to thank our guests.
We want to share that. We want to follow you. We want to retweet. Yes. Let us know.
Absolutely. So, Renee, anything you want to say before we thank our guests for coming?
You know, that's it. I would love to see more of these Valentine's Day hacks, so please, please, please share them with the Kitchen Party hashtag so we can share them with our friends.
Absolutely. Now, our guest, Amanda, I hope you have a wonderful Valentine's.
Thank you. You too.
Now, did we put you in the mood?
For
Valentine's Day?
What are we talking here? All I hear is lovers. I'm baking all the time. I actually have 2 more like Valentine's recipes I need to get up before Saturday, which is not going to happen. But yeah, we'll be celebrating lots of love at the Retke household.
Excellent. So, Kimberly, what about you?
I think we have one more Valentine's post, and then just a lot of good food this weekend. So hopefully we'll have a few good meals, probably at home, because I agree, fighting the crowds is much like New Year's Eve. It's just not worth it. So. You know,
I hate the thought of when you go to a restaurant on Valentine's Day, like you have to look like you're in love.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I really hate that pressure. I'm like, I'm already in love. I don't need to look like I'm in love. Like, am I supposed to, like, be googly eyes? Am I supposed to, like, if all of a sudden I'm pissed off because he was a jerk or whatever, am I supposed to be like, oh, today is the day unlike any other. I'm supposed to be very nice. And I hate that pressure. And I hate the, like, price-fixed meals where it's like $150 or, like, $200 for flowers. I make sure all our flowers that we buy during the season are at, like, the downtown flower mart, where I can spend like $100 on like 10 dozen roses as opposed to like 1 dozen roses. But you guys are getting me in the mood, so I think I'm gonna do some of these things. I'm gonna try, and I'll post on Twitter. Nichelle, how about you? Did we get you in the mood? Are you doing something for your parents?
We might go out to eat as a family tomorrow.
That's nice.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna bake something.
Well, you make sure you tell your mom and your dad I said hi. I love them. I love them. They're really cool. And also your dog.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure. Renee, any plans for you? Are you gonna stay home?
I am making. My husband has had one request, and it is to make a. I make like it's like a cream. I don't even know what the word for it is, but it's like a cream cheese flan. So it's like a flan, but it's like almost like a flan meets a cheesecake. and he's been asking for that forever, so that's what he's getting on Valentine's Day.
That sounds delicious. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be right over as well. What time are you serving it?
Well, it's huge, and the way I like to serve it is I don't like to put it into individual cups or anything. I like taking a flan and putting it down in the middle of the table, and then everybody just grabs a spoon and destroys it. That's the way I like flan served.
You better post that on Instagram. I want proof of that.
All right, you got it.
All right, guys. Thank you. So we're a few minutes over. Usually we try to end at 6 p.m., but we're having such a good time with the conversation. Now, next week Renee and I are doing the first annual Screen to Table Awards, which we are going to highlight, feature, applaud. We're going to celebrate food and film, your favorite scenes, favorite food scenes. So we're going to be sending out a newsletter asking for people to vote on what their favorite movies are, and then we're going to be inviting a couple of guests to come and join us to talk about the different films, talk about current films where they had really cool food scenes, and then also talk about some of our classics. But we're going to be doing that next week. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully that'll be really fun. And we're also going to, this is our season 3 of Kitchen Party, so we're starting back. Every single Thursday we'll be having another show. And if you guys have ideas for shows and you want to participate, send us a tweet. At BakeSpace is our Twitter handle, or use the Kitchen Party hashtag. Let us know what you want to hear, and then also if you want to join us on the show too. We're open to having you as a guest. So thank you guys so much for joining us tonight, and I hope to see everyone's Valentine's Day stuff posted in a couple days.
I'll have to share it all online.
Exactly. All right, guys. We'll see you later.
Hey, everyone.
Yeah. Have a good Valentine's. Bye.
Bye.